Hey guys, Vazzy back here in yet another trade simulation video here today as we have a bit of a blockbuster trade. Josh Norris has been traded to the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for Dylan Cozens. There is a little bit more to this trade from both sides, but yeah, bit of a blockbuster, a trade I definitely wasn't expecting here today for sure. But let's go jump into NHL 25 and start breaking it all down. Alright, so the trade goes as follows. The Ottawa Senators are trading Josh Norris and Jacob Bernard-Docker to the Buffalo Sabres. Josh Norris has been a phenomenal player. The issue is he has not been able to stay healthy. He has missed significant time over the past few seasons, and honestly, he had that 21-22 season where he played 66 games, put up 55 points there, 35 goals as well. But with the inability to stay in the lineup and stay healthy, I think that definitely has hurt his player development slightly for sure. He is a guy that is locked up long-term, just short of $8 million for the next 6 years, so it's definitely a commitment, it's definitely a guy you're not going to be getting rid of. But also going back the other way, Jacob Bernard-Docker, former first-round pick in 2018. He is a guy that probably at this point isn't going to have that top 4 potential anymore, but he's a solid, 5th, 6th defenseman. He can fill in some minutes for you on a bottom pairing. But going the other way, Dylan Cozens going back to the Ottawa Senators. And he's another weird one. He had that phenomenal breakout season in 22-23, putting up 68 points. Everyone thought he was here. But it's been a little bit downhill ever since. Put up 47 points last year. But with a guy like Cozens, he's still only 23. He still easily can get back to that form. And it's not like he's been playing awful. It's just that he's struggled to get back to that super high form. He is also locked up on a 6-year contract, making $7.1 million. Also going back, Dennis Gilbert. He's a guy that's, very much just a 7th defender. He's been on waivers a few times. He's been on a few different organizations, as well as a 2nd-round pick in 2026. So let's send this from Ottawa to Buffalo. Value's not on our side, so I don't expect it to go through. And yeah, it is trade rejected. So let me go force this through. We'll take a look at the lineups for both of these teams. So starting off with the Ottawa Senators here today, and they have a few different ways they could go at this. So obviously Stützle's their number 1 center. You have Cozens, you have Giroux, and then you have a guy like Pinto. All these guys could be your second-line center. I think they'd probably try Cozens there first, just because Norris was, I think, the guy they really wanted to be their second-line center of the future. So see what happens there, but you definitely have options depending on who's playing well. Like I've been saying quite a bit, just mix and match. No change on the defensive core except for moving out Jacob Bernard-Docker, and in the net it is still Linus Ullmark and Anton Forsberg. And then from the Buffalo Sabres side of things, it looks like the AI has Josh Norris slotting in there on the second-line center. Again, that's a good spot for him. Just stay in the lineup, and I think that'll be not too bad. Going over to the defensive side of things, doesn't look like Bernard-Docker's actually in the lineup. He must be scratched for them. Yeah, there he is. So I'm sure he'll fill in on a bottom pairing defense. And then Luukkonen and Reimer are still your goalies. But yeah, crazy trade here today. I just want to give my thoughts on it here quickly. And honestly, I've been saying it a lot, but I like it for both teams. It's players that I think need a change of scenery. They're getting that in this trade. Dylan Cozens, like I said, in Buffalo, there's been a lot of highs, there's been a lot of lows. I still think he can get to that point where a lot of us thought he could be. Maybe a fresh start in Ottawa will get him there. And then for a player like Norris, I don't know if you really needed to give him a fresh change of scenery. He's been playing not too bad for Ottawa. It's just, yeah, can you stay healthy? Can you stay in the lineup? That's the issue that we've been having with him for quite a while now. Obviously, he was part of the Erik Karlsson trade back in the day. One of the pieces that came back in that massive haul for Ottawa. So hopefully he can stay in the lineup, and hopefully he can be a big producer for Buffalo as they hopefully maybe next year start to look toward the playoffs once again. But overall, these are the deals I absolutely love, especially on trade deadline day. It's the hockey trades. It's the trades that aren't all just about pending UFAs and teams trying to acquire players just for a cup run. This is a trade that is a perfect example. This is something that is going to impact both these organizations for a long time down the future. But overall, I think that is going to do it for today's trade simulation, looking at Josh Norris going to the Buffalo Sabres and Dylan Cozens going to the Ottawa Senators. That'll do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video.